Welcome and welcome back, everybody. Tabletop Toki here, and in today's video, we'll be doing a solo playthrough of PaRTy, which is one of the 8 games in Dr. Finn's book of solo strategy and word games. During the course of the playthrough, we'll learn a little bit about how the game is played, and be sure to stick around for the end of the video where I share my thoughts about PaRTy, as well as the 7 other games included in this book. Before we get started, a huge shout out to Dr. C. Finn for providing a copy of these games for us to preview here today. But without further ado, let's get started. So the basic premise of PaRTy is that we are going to be rolling dice that will determine the shape that we can place onto our board each round. At the end of 12 rounds, we'll look at each of the different pens that we've constructed. If it has exactly 1 bucket, then we'll get to choose to either score the same type of animal within that pen or different animals. In areas with multiple buckets, we'll score 1 point per animal in that pen. So we've done some basic setup, placing our buckets out by rolling dice, and we're gonna jump into our first turn here. So our first roll is 2, 5. So we can either do the 2 odd, or we can do the 5 even. And I think we want to start with the 5 here. So we're gonna cross out this column, and let's see, we can put that shape. It can't be rotated or anything like that. I think we want to break up this bucket, maybe get some ducks. So we're gonna go from the bottom here and draw like so, boom, boom, and boom. All right, so that's our first fence segment. We're gonna go ahead and roll again. We have 1, 1. Since they're the same, we can change one of the 2 dice to any value of our choice. So if we wanted to use an odd value die, which one might be beneficial? None of these look particularly great, but maybe we could get like there are a lot of pigs down here by this bucket. So maybe if we could do something with that, like the 3. So we'll change this to a 3 and we'll do 3. Oh, it's the odd number though. And let's see. So maybe we'll do this 4 instead, or we could go for these pigs, getting all 4 types of animals with the sheep, the pigs, etc. Yeah, maybe we'll do that anyway. So let's do 3, 1. We'll cross off this column and we'll go boom, boom. Okay, we're gonna roll again and see what we get. So we get 6, 3, or 3, 6. So 3, 6 would give us this shape. 6, 3 would give us this shape. I think we want to do the other 3 here. So we'll go like so, which will get us the duck with this bucket. And ideally we can just kind of, oh, but we want the cow too. So maybe we don't do that column. Let's see. Instead, 6, 3 would be this longer one. Oops, we erased our bucket a little bit there. I think that could be potentially okay, but not great. Let's see. We could also start building out elsewhere. So maybe like getting some other sections. 3, 6. So we could like get this duck in here. Yeah, let's do that. So we're gonna do here and build off this fence there. All right, let's see what we get. 1, 5. So we have 5, 1, which is this, which doesn't get the cow with that bucket, unfortunately. But if we wanted to, we could go for pigs instead, maybe, which wouldn't be bad. 4 of the same animal, we would be 15 points. So that actually does not sound terrible. We'll go ahead and take that, and this will be our pig pen, ideally. Right, and then we have 3, 3, so we can change 1 to a wild. Which shape would we like? Odd with some of those. I think we just kind of want to do one of the basic one-offs so we can finish this off, but let's see if there's something else that would be beneficial. We have 3 ducks here, or 3 different animals. We can't really get a 4th more easily. So I think that doing the 6, 3, let's go ahead and change that. So this will be this column here, and we'll do connecting this fence off there. Oh, but then it splits up our cows. I think that's fine. Maybe we'll go for different animals there. All right, let's roll. We have 1, 4, or 4, 1. So we can do an odd number 4. That doesn't super help us unless we maybe go here to split up this bucket away from this one. Those 2 are super close, so we might have to do that. Or we could just do the 1 shape. Let's save those for later. No, let's just do the 4-1. Which way do we want it to face though? Maybe that way? Yeah, because then we can get 4 different animals for this bucket potentially. So we'll do this one. So connecting down to this fence segment and over. And then what do we have? We have 3, 6. All right, so 6, 3 would be this L shape here. And we could do 1, 2, 3, 4 different like that. So I think we'll do that and see if we can split these 2 buckets up later. Let's cross off that column. All right, getting down to it. We have 5, 4, 4, 5. So that's that T shape, which would allow us to get 2 different animals and 4 different animals. I would like to get this little sheep in there though for 3 different and 4 different. So maybe we'll hold out on that. 4, 5 is this odd one here, which we could start working on getting some cows here maybe, or some different animals. So let's do that, I suppose. All right, and then we'll roll again. We have 3, 3. We can turn 1 to one of our choice. So we're gonna go ahead and make one of them a 1. 1, 3 is odd, which is the vertical line, which isn't great, but we can optionally just take a vertical line of our choice and cross off any one. So we'll just cross this one off and put our line here. And then we're going to roll again. 1, 3 or 3, 1. We have to use the 1 here. So we're going to do this, and we have a single horizontal line that we can place. I think we want to split up this bucket, right? So we'll put this down here. And then we have 2 more. Okay, so since these have both been used, then we can set both dice to values of our choice. So we're going to do 2, and I think we want the even number, so we'll do 2, which will allow us to do 2 even, which means we can get this sheep over here. And then we're going to do 1 more roll, which is 3, 2. We can do the single of our choice. Really, this doesn't help us. Like, we're going to have a situation where we have 2 buckets in 1. So I think we're just going to take this single division instead and cross off this column to keep track of our rounds. And the question is, do we want to put the division here or do we want to put it here? So if we put it here, then we'll have 3 different, and then we'll have all these animals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But if we put it here, we'll have 4 different, which is 10 points, and then we'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, which I think is better. So we're going to make this line here. Right, and then we're going to go on our bucket scoring. So for bucket number 1, we have all 4 different animals, which is worth 15 points. This is bucket 1. We'll call this bucket 2. We have 3 different animals, which is going to be 6 points. Oops. And then we have bucket 3, which has 4 different animals, which is 10 points. Bucket 4 and 5, unfortunately, are not single. They found bucket love, so it's 1 point per animal. So we have 4 points for that, nothing for 5. Then we have bucket 6, which is, let's see, 4 of the same with 4 pigs, 15 points. And then we have bucket 7, which is 3 of the same or 4 different. 3 of the same is 8, 4 different is 10, so we'll take the 4 different. In order to, oh, actually we don't have a pig. So that will do 3 of the same, which is 8 points. And that leaves us with a total score of 58, which I think is pretty respectable for a newbie farmer. So I really think that Pen Pals is a really fun one. You can play it with multiple different people. The setup with where the buckets are each time is slightly different, which is really nice. You'll notice that I didn't do a full tutorial at the beginning of our play, and that's actually because every single game in the book actually comes with a quick tutorial video where you can scan and learn, which I think is really awesome if you don't want to go through and read, although the rules are very well written and each game is very concise in terms of the amount of things you need to read to learn the game. I really like Pen Pals. It reminds me of that childhood game that I don't know where it came from. It's just one of those things a lot of kids might have played growing up where you have the dots and you have to connect and get different areas. But with cute little farm animals. In addition to that, just to go over some of the other games that we didn't play here yet today, we have My Perfect City, which is pretty crunchy. You're placing out these different buildings and then scoring them based on the unique scoring abilities of each type of building. Again, pretty quick and concise, but this one's a bit of a brain burner. In addition to that, we have a numbers game called Crunch the Numbers, where you roll 3 dice and put numbers in, trying to get objectives and unlocking special powers. Really awesome, quick math game. Love this one for sure. Something I could see myself just puzzling and playing solo over and over and over again. And then we have a few word games. We have Spell It Out, where you're going to be trying to complete a crossword with multipliers of different letters via Scrabble. Another one, which is Word Wrap, which is kind of like area control, where you are rolling and capturing letters that you'll plug into different words. So a little bit of push your luck there as well with how you fill in your grids. We have one of my favorite word games of the group, Leftover Letters, where you're programming letters in and then crossing them out based on points of intersection and trying to build the best words with certain multipliers. And then we have 2 other games that are actually related to other larger titles. We have the Little Flower Shop Open for Business, which uses some of the items in Little Flower Shop and Little Flower Shop the Dice game. This one is a really cool push your luck economic game where you're collecting sets of different items, selling them all at market prices, and then at the end you can trade in your leftovers for custom orders. And then we also have Cosmic Run Mission 1, which is based on the Cosmic Run or Cosmic Run Rapid Fire series. Cosmic Run Rapid Fire, by the way, one of my favorite solo 2-player roll and writes. This really condenses it down into a Yahtzee style game where you're trying to get multiple matching dice or getting abilities, which you'll trade in for points before the opponent reaches the planets. It is worth mentioning as well that with the exception of Cosmic Run Mission 1, all of these games can be played multiplayer. The book comes with 8 copies of each. I pulled mine out, as y'all know. I like laminating so I can use them over and over again, and especially with how quick and easy and fun these puzzles are, I think that that was definitely the right choice for me, because I can see myself playing these just over and over again, like I said, or when I have a quick break. I think there's a lot of great variety here in terms of more gamified types of games, word games, which I personally love, numbers, and then shape-based games. And again, all of them are a pretty quick learn and teach. So if you're looking for a book of solo puzzly goodness that you can also share with friends, I would definitely recommend checking out Dr. Finn's book of solo strategy and word games. And again, a huge thank you to Dr. C. Finn for sending us a copy here to check out today. And that's about all the time we have for today. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It really does help out the channel, and it's free to do. So I appreciate in advance all of your support. If you have other solo puzzly games that you would like to see featured here on the channel, please let me know in the comments down below, especially if you have any quick, like 1-page roll and write, flip and fill, puzzly style games. That's something that I'm always on the lookout for, and a lot of people in the community are too. Thanks so much as always for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.